Hi to all. In this video, we are going to see about magnetic materials. That is, there are three materials which will be mainly used in the electrical machines like transformer, generator, and motors. The materials are conducting material, magnetic material, and insulating materials. In this video, we are going to see about magnetic material. It comes under electrical machine design 18EE 55 module 1. Okay, let's see ferromagnetic materials, soft magnetic materials, solid core materials, electrical sheet and strips, cold rolled, grind rolled styles. Okay, magnetic material. The magnetic properties of a material depends on the machine's orientation of the crystals of the materials and decide the size of the machine. Okay, or equipment for a given rating, excitation required, efficiency of operation, etc. So it's based on the magnetic material properties. Okay, the size of the machines will be decided. Okay, so the some of the properties that good magnetic material should possess are listed below. Low reluctance or should be highly permissible. Low reluctance in the case of electrical, low resistance. Here in the case of magnetic material, low reluctance. Reluctance is the opposing force for the magnetic force. Okay, if the magnetic force will not be opposed, so that type of magnetic materials are called good magnetic material. High saturation induction. Okay, if high saturation inductions, that means the saturation, if the saturation level goes, the magnetic material, the magnetic property will not be useful. Okay, so that bandwidth or the saturation index should be high. So high electric resistivity, so that the eddy EMF and hence eddy current losses is less. So eddy current should be minimized in the magnetic material. Okay, for that purpose we are going for silicon steel stamplings. Okay, to reduce the eddy current losses, we are going for silicon strip, narrow hysteresis loops or low core activity, so that hysteresis. So that hysteresis loop should be a narrow one. It should not be a wide one. Okay, so high Curie point. Curie point is nothing but the point that magnetic material which loses its magnetic property, the temperature, and the temperature. Suppose that magnetic material which can withstand up to 1000 degree. If it exceeds the 1000 degree, that point is called Curie point. That magnetic material becomes a non-magnetic material. Okay, the above Curie point or temperature, that the material loses the magnetic property or becomes paramagnetic. That is effectively non-magnetic material. Should have high value of energy product. Okay, for the small size, if you produce more energy, then it is a good magnetic material expressed in joules per meter cube. Okay, magnetic materials can be broadly classified as diamagnetic, paramagnetic, ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic, ferromagnetics materials. Only ferromagnetic materials have properties that are well suitable for electrical machines. Ferromagnetic properties are confined almost entirely to iron, nickel, and copper and their alloys. The only expectations are some of the alloys of magnetize on some of the rare earth elements. Okay, the relatively permeability, okay, mu r of ferromagnetic material is far greater than 1.0. When ferromagnetic materials are subject to the magnetic field, the dipoles align themselves in the direction of the applied field and get strongly magnetized. Further, the ferromagnetic materials can be classified as odd or permanent magnet material and soft magnetic material. Okay, odd or permanent magnet, odd magnet and soft magnet. In the case of odd magnet, it takes time to become a magnet, as well as it takes more time to become a demagnetized. In the case of soft magnetic material, the magnet which easily can be magnetized as well as easily can be demagnetized. That type of materials are called soft magnetic material. Let's see odd or permanent magnetic material have large size hysteresis loops. For the odd or permanent magnetic magnets, it's having large size of hysteresis loops. Okay, obviously hysteresis loss is more in the case of permanent magnet and gradually rising magnetization curve. Okay, here magnetization curve gradually rising. Okay, when we apply the magnetization, it gradually increased. Carbon steel, tungsten steel, um, cobalt steel, alnico hard ferrite. These are the things, some of the examples for hard magnet. Coming for soft magnetic material, a small size hysteresis. When the case of soft magnetic material, the size of the hysteresis will be very small. Loop and steel magnetization curve steep. Okay, the magnetization curve will be steep. When the case of hard magnetic material, it's a wide one. When the case of soft magnetic material, it's a steep one. Cast iron, cast steel, rolled steel, forged steels, etc. So, these are the things comes under soft magnetic material. Okay. Then generally used for yokes, poles of DC machines, rotors of turbo alternators, etc. So, these are things also used for things. Okay. Silicon steel, iron plus 0.3 to 4% of 4.5 percentage of silicon is the in the laminated form. Okay, silicon steel stamp links we are getting in this form of silicon steel iron plus 0.3 to 4.5% of silicon in the laminated sheet, that is silicon steel stamp links. Addition of silicon in properties percentage eliminates aging in the sense, if we are using the iron for a magnetic purpose, once if 10 years after, that magnetic properties of that material will be reduced, that is called aging. Okay, to avoid that we are going for silicon steel. Silicon we are adding with the steel. Okay, low silicon content steel, dynamo grade steel is used for in rotating electrical machines and are operated at high flux density, high content of silicons. 4 to 5% of silicons are transformer grade. Okay, for this grade 0.3 to 4.5 is used for rotating magnets, and 4 to 5% is used for the transformers. Okay, is used in the transformers. Further, sheet steel may be hot or cold rolled. Cold rolled grain CRGOS is costlier and superior to hot rolled. CRGO steel is generally used in transformers. Okay, special purpose alloys. Okay, nickel iron alloys have high permeability, and addition of molybdenum or chromium leads to improved magnetic material. Nickel with iron in different proportions leads to high nickel perm alloy, iron plus molybdenum plus copper or chromium used in current transformers, magnetic amplifiers, etc. Nickel, low nickel PEM alloy, that is iron plus silicon plus chromium or magnesium, manganese used in transformers, induction coils, choke coils, etc. Okay, perminar, iron plus nickel plus cobalt. Okay, perimeter, iron plus copper plus vanadium used for microphones and oscilloscopes. Okay, like that. Amorphous alloys. Okay, amorphous alloys are produced by rapid solidification of the alloy at cooling rates of about a million degrees centigrade per second. Okay, that is called amorphous alloys. Okay, some of the alloys. These alloys can be classified in iron-rich based group and cobalt based group. Okay, 3% silicon grain oriented, maximum permeability will be 90, saturation at 2.0, correctivity 6 to 7, Curie temperature 745 degree, resistivity 48. Silicon grain non oriented. Okay, maximum permeability 8, saturation 2, 4, and 745 is the Curie temperature, 44 is the resistivity. Okay, less than 0.5 silicon grain is used for things. Okay, low carbon iron 3 to 10% maximum permeability for the low carbon irons. Okay, 2.1 is the saturation, and correctivity 50 to 120, and Curie point will be 770. Okay, nickel and iron 250 is the permeability, and silicon nickel and iron 100. Okay, iron based amorphous 35 to 600, and Curie 310 to 415